Hello and welcome to the info channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Wrath of the Lich King pre-patch Scourge event. Now originally when this came out, I personally was 15 years old and I don't remember anything about this patch. Because of that, we're going to make a guide. We're going to go over how to be a zombie, all the abilities that you'll have, what's going to actually be happening in Phase 1 through Phase 8, and all of the gear and things that you can actually get from participating in this event. Remember, make sure you like and subscribe to get all of the latest Wrath of the Lich King news. Now let's get into it. Number 1, being a zombie. So there are several ways to become a zombie, which we will go over in a little bit, but simply put, you either did it on purpose or it was by accident. The process is pretty simple. You get infected, you don't get cured within the time limit, and then you become a zombie. The challenge of this pre-patch is to not become infected, but if you're a sadist, here are the several ways to become infected. A suspicious crate, an infected player, infected NPCs, plagued resident, or even a plagued roach. We will go over all of those in the relevant phases that they're introduced in, but if you come in contact with any of those things, you become a zombie if you don't get cured in time. Zombies effectively are their own faction. You are friendly with all other zombies and you can talk to them in your own zombie language, even if you're alliance or horde. So this makes cross-faction play during this event actually happen. Zombies can talk to each other, which is pretty cool. As a zombie, you're not going to have access to your normal abilities, but you do get 5 unique zombie abilities, and each one is special in their own way. The first one is Mangle. This increases your attack by 20 damage and reduces the target's armor by 3%. This is going to be your primary single target attack. Next up, and arguably one of the most important abilities, is going to be Wretch. Now, this places a huge AoE on the ground. Humanoids, while they're in it, become infected and slowed, but while zombies are in it, they become healed. Not only can you take damage from other players, but as you're just existing as a zombie, you take constant damage as you're decomposing. So you need your Wretch and other players' Wretches to heal yourself constantly so you can stay alive in your zombie state. And your last 3 abilities are going to be Beckoning Groan, which beckons up to 4 NPC zombies to follow you. They'll just follow you anywhere as long as they stay alive. Lurch, you and nearby zombies get a boost of speed. This helps you catch your prey, essentially, making you faster than other NPCs. And Zombie Explosion, which blows yourself up or other zombies around you to infect people in a huge AoE. Again, the goal of this pre-patch is to not actually become a zombie, it's to become safe and see how far you can withstand the infection. But those are your abilities and how to play it. Let's move on to the phases and see what's actually going to be coming in those 6 days that the patch is going to be live for the Scourge event. Number 2, Scourge Plague phases. Phase 1 is going to be called Trouble in Booty Bay, and it lasts 1 day. Now these suspicious green crates start showing up in Booty Bay. If you go and touch them, you literally have to go click on these boxes. You will get a debuff called You're Infected. This debuff lasts 10 minutes. Now the only way you will become a zombie is if you let this debuff run the whole 10 minutes or you die with the debuff on. If you would like to not become a zombie, Argent Healers are now appearing in capital cities. These NPCs can cure your infected plague. They are located in the capital cities all around, but specifically they wear white and black tabards, and when you click on them, they will tell you the Lich King is attempting to make his presence known, and then they will cure your infection. Phase 2 is called Roaches, and again lasts 1 day. Now, these boxes start showing up in the capital cities, and there are infected roaches around these boxes. If you touch or kill these roaches, you get the new infected debuff that now lasts 5 minutes, down from 10 minutes. You can kill these roaches using AoEs. As long as you are not targeting the roach, it should not give you the debuff. If you do get the debuff, it is now even harder to get off of you. Players have to cast a Cure Disease or a Purify 5 times to get this debuff off of you, but Argent Healers can still get it off of you with 1 click. Phase 3, Welcome to Zombie Town. Again, lasts 1 day. The infected duration is still at 5 minutes and hard to cure, but now plagued residents start showing up all across Azeroth, usually in low-level zones, making it harder for people to level up, but also making it harder to avoid the plague as these low-level characters go to cities all the time. They just randomly start spawning and kill anything that comes within radius of them. Phase 4, and and more zombies. This started 21 hours after day 3. The infected duration has been reduced to 2 minutes. There's going to be fewer Argent healers. Plagued residents can now infect city guards and other NPCs in 1 minute, and plagued vermin, rats, are showing up in major cities. Phase 5, the darkest hour. Now, this is pretty much where everything falls apart. The duration of the infected debuff is now 1 minute, and it has a 70% chance to resist the cures. Argent healers have quit their jobs and they've left the cities. Zombies DPS has increased, and the plagued rats are now attacking and infecting NPCs and guards everywhere. At this point, almost everyone near or in a major city is going to be dead or infected. Phase 4 is also when the necrotic invasion happens and starts, where you can start getting necrotic runes, but there is a chain quest that you have to start in Undercity or Stormwind that eventually leads you to Light's Hope Chapel, and I'll link that down in the description below. And for the last 3 phases, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but this is where it starts to wind down and we get sort of to rebuilding and finding our way. But there's not going to be anything huge in these phases going on. Now, those were the phases and how to become a zombie, but what do you actually get for participating in this event? Number 3, gear and stuff, and quests. And first up, the gear. Starting in Phase 4, you will be able to participate in the Scourge event and receive Necrotic Runes. Now, you can use these Necrotic Runes to get blessed gear. Now, there is a blessed gear set for each class, essentially. There's a plate, a mail, a leather, and a cloth. You can buy the gloves and shoulders from an NPC, the Argent Quartermaster, but you will have to get the legs and the chest from the actual Scourge event. The chest is going to be coming from the Shadow of Doom, and the legs are going to be coming from the Bone Witch. But how would you go about getting these Necrotic Runes? Well, they're earned by defeating mobs around Necrotic Shards. These are a currency for several items that you can get through the Argent Quartermaster at the Light's Hope Chapel. You can start doing this at any time, but you can only start purchasing the items from the Quartermaster once you have finished the quest line at the chapel up through Under the Shadow. Once you've done this, you can follow the Scourge attacks all throughout Azeroth, as there's a lot of zones that they're going to be popping up on. Azura, Blasted Lands, Burning Steppes, Eastern Plague Lands, Tanaris, and Winter Spring. You can find out where the attacks are happening by actually asking one of the Argent emissaries at the Light's Hope Chapel, or by just looking at your map. If you're using your map to find these areas, you'll want to find the purple skulls. That's the under attack areas. You're going to look for the huge floating necropolises over the area, and there's going to be a summoning circle right below it. You're going to go there, kill all the mobs in the summoning circle. There's going to be ghoul berserkers there, skeletal shock troopers, and spectral soldiers, and that's how you're going to earn the actual necrotic runes. If you manage to destroy the crystal in the middle, you'll be able to click on it and use 8 necrotic runes to actually interrupt the beam channel, and at this point a Shadow of Doom will spawn, and it's going to take an actual group of players to kill the Shadow of Doom, and when you kill him, the Shadow of Doom drops 30 necrotic runes. This is also going to be the locations where your rare elites are going to spawn, like the Lumbering Horror, the Spirit of the Damned, and the Bone Witch, which you actually need for one of your gear pieces. Now, to get a chance at getting your chest piece or your leg piece, you're going to have to kill the Shadow of Doom and the Bone Witch. These NPCs are going to be in the Scourge event, located under those floating pillars, either in the Burning Steppes, Blasted Lands, Eastern Plague Lands, Azura, Tanaris, or the Winter Spring. The Argent Quartermaster has some items. None of them are really notable, as some of them are scaled down to level 60 still, but they do sell the Argent Dawn Tabard. It's only necrotic runes, it's only 8 of them, and after this event is gone, it's gone forever. So make sure you pick up this tabard during this event. Lastly, we have the level 70 quests and all the bosses that come with it. This quest is called the Chamber of Secrets. You're going to pick it up from the capital city in Shattrath. This will send you on a journey to kill a new boss in Karazhan called Prince Tanaris Murkblood. He has a 100% chance to drop an Arcanite Ripper. It is a two-handed axe with a special ability that lets you rock out like an undead shredder. Essentially, you have mage gear on that's undead, and you have a sick axe playing some metal song. It's pretty cool. Prince Tanaris also drops a vampiric batling that the whole pet is lootable by the entire raid, so you just have to run it once to get this cool vanity pet. And here's a table of all the other bosses and their locations during this event. They do drop some cool, notable leveling items, but nothing is going to be usable at max level. But again, here they are. And that's going to wrap up this video. Don't forget, all of these things are a time event. This event starts September 6th. The purpose is to not become a zombie and see how long you can survive it. Don't forget, all the gear, the tabard, and all of those things disappear once this event is over. So get in there and get those things before they're gone. I hope this guide helped you out, and you have a great day.